that loves more than hating is... Actually, there isn't anything else. For the past couple of years, we've seen the rise of gender wars with men and women arguing about absolutely anything. You got your hyper-masculine, red-pilled podcaster coming up with the most useless question to ask a stripper in Miami. You got your oversensitive septum-piercing girl on TikTok blaming men for some random problem that has nothing to do with them. And with gender wars online, there's always up and down times. Times where people are at each other's necks, then times when we're at peace. A rise would be like when Andrew Tate started going viral and all the alpha male podcasters. Or when questions randomly pop up online like who would you rather be in a forest with, a man versus a bear. Crazy how all these things would have been unforeseen like 5 years ago. Kind of reminds me of countries where at times they're at peace, then one random conflict can completely derail their relationship for a while. But when apps like the T-app come around, they only guarantee that both sides will never be stable. The T-app was launched in 2023 and was made to do a couple of things. The main things being to have other women who live around the same area connect and ask women about any red flags a man they may be going on a date with or is already their boyfriend. Whether it be if the man is married already, a cheater, has a criminal background. And the app actually does have some pretty good features that can help at that. For example, it has a catfish finder AI tool where you can put a person in and it can reverse image search them to see if they're real or not. And according to women online who have used the app, they say it's actually helped them dodge bullets. Whether that be they're about to go on a date and they find out the guy ended up being some type of predator or cheater. The problem is though that it solely relies on people being truthful. And of course, as we all know, every woman on the internet is totally truthful and has never told a lie. Yeah, it doesn't take Albert Einstein to realize how fast something like this could go bad. And let's be real, if you're on this app, you're not going every time just to see some dude you may be going on a date with and want to make sure you're safe. If I had to predict the percentage of women doing that, I'd put it pretty low. The name of the app is literally tea, like you're trying to hear the tea on some random drama. Even the way they advertise the app is kinda strange. Like if the T-app was on the T-app as a man, it would get 50 red flags. One of the features they advertise is that you can set alerts for your man. Just in case if they get mentioned on the app for something, you'll get a notification. What type of controlling person even does this? If you have to put on alerts for your boyfriend in case if they do cheat, controversial opinion,
you shouldn't be in that relationship.
And that now makes you the red flag because you're invading his privacy. If this ever happened to me, that would be the easiest breakup of all time. It's also bad too because imagine how many women put alerts on for their ex. Then every time their name pops up, they get alerted and make up some slander and fake shit so they don't get any dates. Crazy thing is, as the man, it's not like you would ever know that's a thing. The only way you would know is if a girl you know is on the app and so happens to see your name pop up. And you may be asking how they make sure it's solely women on there and that men can't go through. They get a facial verification scanning view and then also get a picture of your ID to confirm it. Which shortly you'll realize that didn't turn out well for them. They also advertise a feature where you can look up someone's phone number and they're not even hiding it. It straight up doxes you and can find your address. I'm not so sure if that's even legal, but hey, it doesn't even matter. You wouldn't even know as the man because remember, you can't get on the app. Some might say, well, yeah, Tommy, some bad incidents do happen, but overall it's doing good for women. Hey, I'm glad there are women that have gotten help for it, but at the end of the day, this app is a business. Their app has a $15 pay subscription where if you pay it, you get unlimited searches. And if you don't, you get 5 searches in a month. So for an app that's supposed to care about women so much, why only give 5 searches for free in a month? Because if you know anything about women on dating apps, they got piles of men to be going through. 5 for free ain't gonna cut it. Why not make it like 15 or 20 in a month for free? Because they want to make money. They don't care about women's safety. Also, I think if this was supposed to be like a champion of safety for women online dating, you would name it like Women's Safety App or Keep Women Safe. Them naming it T shows me they're trying to capitalize off of pure drama. Even when you look through the app, the majority of the men on there are flagged as red flags. This guy managed to get in and was going through it, and you could see how many men are flagged.
All right, fellas, I'm in. I broke the barrier. I had to put on a wig and all type of shit. Y'all hit me up and let me know if y'all want to put y'all name in this goddamn search. I'll search y'all niggas up, man.
Like, bro, one of the dudes has 22 red flags. This is showing me more on there that y'all on there have no good dating sense. Or they got no self-respect for themselves. How do 22 of y'all get walked over by one random dude? Dude must have been piping and hitting the dash, never hitting them up right after. I don't care what y'all say. There's no way 90% of these dudes got red flags on them and they're all terrible people. There was about 2 green flags because most of the people there will thrive off negativity. I don't even have to explain anymore how they don't care about women's safety because if you clicked on this video, you probably already heard about it. On July 25th, the entire T-App's data system got breached and over 72,000 women's pictures got exposed, with 13,000 of them being their actual IDs. And the culprits were none other than 4chan. There's a couple of groups you don't want to mess with on the internet, and 4chan is at the tippity top. I believe all hate on the internet starts from 4chan and spreads to everywhere else like it's the spawning ground. There are that don't see the outside world and have decades of vicious hate towards whatever group on there. And right after the breach, a lot of the users from the T app ended up blaming men who were hating on the app and saying they caused it, but not pointing at the fact that the app developers
Didn't give a f about that.
the T app security was so bad that there was no encryption to it or any restriction. Anyone could click one link and access it all. I remember in the past growing up when they used to say in school, be careful giving out your personal info online, because that type of sensitive info, once leaked, is gonna be on the internet forever. And nowadays it seems like completely forgot about that or don't give a f. Honestly, the amount of apps and services that ask for my ID now is absurd. It throws me off a little, especially when it doesn't seem like it needs it. Regardless, even though their security was ass, I obviously don't think these women's info should have been leaked. Maybe I'm just taking the high road and being too nice, especially if you were truly on there for safety reasons and not to accidentally date a predator or something. But it's absolutely not surprising to me that is celebrating and joys down the streets. The amount of harm that has come from the app is going to be what people remember. You couldn't find a more perfect example of karma with the women on there doxing men getting doxed. I couldn't imagine finding myself on the app. Shoot, it's probably happened already, but this is a real experience that dudes have. How one of the girls said something about him, then right after said, I don't know him. Then why the f are you even saying anything? My bad, it's for your safety. In response to the app blowing up, there's officially a men's version of the T app called Matcha, and they make promises, one being that they don't store your face in case if a hack does happen so your face doesn't get leaked. Either way, if any dude signed up for that app, I hope you know you're no better than the girls on that T app either. You can't make fun of them being on it if you're gonna do the same thing. To me, it's just top tier unemployed activity. Like, I don't know, I'm a man, I gotta hustle. I'm not sure if you do want to give any info considering a hack did just happen. Like, I'm not about to just take some word for it that my info is safe. Also, you had another group of people in response make an entire website like Tinder to swipe yes or no on the faces in the leak. I'm not gonna show any of the faces because I actually have respect for people's privacy, unlike them. But all I'm gonna say is some of these women should not be slandering random dudes online with the way they look. I never thought I'd see someone look like Fiona from Shrek in real life, but this is proving me wrong. They even made a whole leaderboard with the amount of wins and losses each of them got from swiping. And this is the exact problem with apps like the T app that are unregulated. You're gonna have a group out there who gets mad at it being unregulated and sees random people getting slandered with no way to defend themselves. And in response, you're gonna get something extreme like what's happening now. To make it worse, as of the day I'm recording this, July 28th, a second breach has already hit. The second tower has been hit, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard enough of this. Shut down the app. In this new leak, they found a brand new database that had over 1.1 million people's private messages. Since the messages were private, they had a lot of personal conversations and caught people exchanging info with each other. We can only imagine what the personal info they were exchanging with each other was. It might have been them getting each other's numbers to talk. Could be someone giving the man's number without his permission. I'm gonna assume it's both and gonna also assume there was definitely conversations with malicious intent. I feel like in the next hack it's gonna get exposed that women on there were setting up hit jobs on their exes to take them out. The worst part for them is once they put their info on the app, it's not like they can take it out. It's stuck in one of those databases forever and you better hope and pray you don't get leaked. I think the whole lesson we could take from this thing is please know who you're giving your info to or not. If even the biggest and most secure companies out there are getting hacked, then there's a high probability the app that has 3 developers in their 20s working on it in their room doesn't have good security. I hate that we've gotten to the point in the internet where apps like the T app have to be made, and now the upcoming Matcha app for men. We started off with dating apps to bring men and women together in an easier way to meet online. Now it's ending up that we all finna be segregated and split up into different male and female sections online. I think this is gonna become a much bigger thing in the future than people think. The T app hack just kickstarted a whole new genre of apps and programs like this that are gonna be made. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Make sure y'all tune into the streams, the second channel I'm streaming all summer. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.